So the subject is the production planning and control. So we will start the syllabus from today onwards. So in the first unit, they had given what is the introduction of the production planning and control. So why it is the main concept is to be get taken. So what is the main goal of that one? Why it is taken a more importance in your company or any of the thing. So what are the different characteristics are there in that one? What is the objectives of PPC and what is the functions of PPC? So what is going to be learned in PPC? So those topics we can learn in the production planning and control. So before starting that, so the production planning and control divided into the three parts. One is a production, the second is planning, and the third is a control. So what is meant by production? So as of you know, from the second year, you learned a different types of subjects. And regarding the subjects, which explains about the material technologies, machine tools part. So there are some production technology subjects, so machine drawings. So these all, what it explains that how the product is to be get manufactured. So how the material is to be get selected. So what is the selection of that one? So that totally comes under the production part. So we had some idea what is meant by production thing. So here we just revise that one. What is the definition of a production? So production is a process by which the goods or the services are created. So it is nothing but the process by which goods or services are created. So production can be defined as a mean of converting the raw materials into finished products by performing a set of manufacturing operations in a predetermined sequence that transforms material from a given to a desired form. So the same definition which you learn in IEM subject, I think so, industrial manufacturing systems, engineering management, industrial engineering management. So the production totally explains that you are converting the raw material to a desired shape. So that to set into a desired shape, what is the different types of sequences we are going to following? What is the different types of rules are to be get following? So where we are going to get compromised and what is the investment you are putting for that one? So which facilities we are going to be using? What is the machining part? What is the manufacturing the procedure for it? So how the drawings are to be get built up? So how we are going to be very nearer to the customers? So this totally comes under production. So production is cleanly explained that converting a raw material to a product by by following a certain sequence of the thing to get into a product. So what is the different types of sequences are there? So the desired form is one is a transformation by disintegration. The second one is transformation by integration. And the third one is transformation by service. See, if you had bought a product through an online part, so if you get a defective product, what you will do? You will raise a complaint to a company so that you got a defective product from which you had buy, whether it is an Amazon or a Flipkart or any other eBay or any other thing. So you raise a complaint towards the company that we had bought a product and so day regarding this one, but we got a defective product. So what the company does, they will accept the product. If the mistake is towards the company, they are ready to pay the amount. Or else if the company tells you whether we will do the some service and we will give you a better product in a certain time. So that is nothing but transformation by service. So that is also nothing but you are going to be doing a certain service over to a product in a certain number of sequence. Clear? So that comes under the production. So what is planning? So you know production. So transforming from the raw materials to a certain product, that is production. So what is a planning? So planning means preparing the scheme in advance before the actual work is to be get started. Before the actual work is to be get started. So it is also be defined as the predetermination of future achievement to meet the desired objectives. To meet the desired objectives. See, the best example is if you are going to be arriving for your final examination within a 1 month or within 15 days, what you people do, you just get start the gathering the material of different subjects from the starting of the different periods. So from where you are going to get start the gathering. So one of the possible ways, who is the best student who are going to be just listening the classes in regularly, and the second possible way is who is the best student who are writing the notes perfectly. So each and everything. So you are going to be seeing for certain alternative regarding the sources to collect the material so that by the starting of the exam, you can be get start. Yes or not? So it is nothing but planning before you are going to be arrived to an exam, before you are going to get start to an exam. Similarly, here also, when you are going to get start the production, what is the thing? The first one, you are going to be saying that whether the product is there in the market or not. If the product is there, so why you want to be design same product again? Why can't the another product? Also, what is the different techniques you had to be get followed? What is the new thing in your product? Why the customer has to be get attracted over to your product? Why not the other company's product? Because already a product was existing in the market. So why the customers have to be get attracted over to your product only? So you are planning each and everything. Okay, the product, some X product was there in the market. So we want to make some Y product. So the advantage of that X product is this one. So the advantage of our product is this one. You are going to get start comparison between that X and a Y. So for that X product, it maybe take some more time to manufacture. But for your Y product, it can be taken limited time to get manufactured. Because in case you are going to be having a multi-mission, or it is you are going to be having a very high standard machines, which can be get manufactured a number of lots in a certain time period. So what is the planning you are going to be doing? So in that sake, if your company can be get provide a good quality, a good quantity for a certain price, so in what manner you are going to be comparison between some X product and some Y product? So how we are going to be get planned? So why it is to be get taken is, before you are going to be start some investment over a certain company or a product, you have to be check over, because what is the type of investment you are putting, what is the type of your profits you are going to be getting. It is similarly, you can explain that the PPC is similarly the first introduction, it comes towards the DFM only, design for manufacturing only. So in the design for manufacturing also, you have learned the same thing, the first unit. What is the different sources are there? How we are going to be attracting the customers? So what are the different time sequences are there? What is the dispatching, follow up, and everything? So same thing was similar to a DFM of your first unit. The introduction is will be the same, right? So next, the control. So the planning means preparing the scheme in advance, preparing a scheme in advance before the actual work is start. Before the actual work is start, it is also be get defined as the predetermination of a future achievement to meet the desired objectives. Next, the control. So control means the supervision of all the relevant operations with the help of a control mechanism that feedback the progress of the work, that feedback the progress of the work. So controlling is made by the comparing the actual performance with the present standards, and deviations are analyzed. So comes to the controlling, it purely explains about the quality control, purely explains about the quality control. And it also explains that not to be get deviated from your object, not to be get deviated from your object. If your object is get started, but if you want to follow some X technique, so you are going to be seeing for an X technique, but what is the investment you are going to put in? So what is an alternative for that X technique? So you are not to be get deviated from your object. So the controlling always explains that what is the relevant operations are there regarding to your product. What is the same operation? What is the extra operations are there for this product? So this, the total explains that the production, planning, and control. Okay. So as per the scientists, different scientists has given a different number of definitions, but some definitions we can see here. So according to the Samuel Elian, the highest efficiency in production is obtained by manufacturing the required quantity of the product of the required quality at the required time by the best and the cheapest method. Yes, he is telling that what is your product efficiency? What is your product efficiency? So what is the product efficiency explains, always explains that what is your work study, what is your time study, what is the quality, what is the quantity, what is the price you are going to be get for it, whether you are going to putting a very high price or it is a nominal price. So what is the type of thing you want? So the definition, Samuel Elian explains that what is the highest efficiency? Highest efficiency, what is the highest part output you are going to be getting from a certain product? Next, according to the Charles A. Kopic, So he is telling that production planning and control may be defined as the coordination of the series of functions according to a plan which will economically utilize the plant facilities and regulate the orderly movement of goods during the entire manufacturing cycle, from the procurement of all materials to the shipping of the finished goods at a predetermined rate. At a predetermined rate. So as per the Charles, he is telling that whatever the production planning and control you are to be get following, it must be seen that each and every part of your production, each and every part of your manufacturing unit, it is to be get touched. So whatever the machines, whatever the things you had built in your manufacturing unit, it is to be get utilized in a perfect manner. It is to be utilized in a perfect manner, and the output is to be get reached over to the customers in a correct time. So that totally explains that what is the according to the Charles A. Kopic. Next, introduction, the according to Alford and Betty. So production planning and control comprise the planning, routing, scheduling, dispatching, and follow-up functions in the productive process. Wait a second, students. So back, according to Alford and Betty, he's telling that the PPC comprises the planning, routing, scheduling, dispatching, and follow-up functions in the productive process. So organized that the movement of the material, performance of the machines, and the operations of the labor, however, subdivided are directed and coordinated as to quantity, quality, time, and place. It is based on the principle plan your work and work your plan. Right. So according to Alford, he is telling that what are the different types of sequence to be get followed to complete your product. The first sequence is what is the planning. So in the planning, we have learned that what is the definition of the plan. Next, routing. Routing means what is the procedure. What is the procedure you are going to follow? So what is the scheduling? Okay, you had followed certain procedure, but what is the schedule of your procedure? You can't jump from one machine to one machine directly. You have to be follow a certain sequence of that one. So what is the scheduling of that one? So next, what is the dispatching time? So when you are going to get dispatched from one machine to another machine, or loading from one machine to another machine, or else you are dispatching a product from your unit over to the customer. So what is the dispatching and what is the follow-up functions in the productive process? So organize that the movement of the material, performance of the machines, and operations of the labor, however, subdivided, are directed and coordinated as to quantity, quality, time, and place. It is based on the principle plan your work and work your plan. It is based on the principle plan your work and work your plan. So, in a simple words, production planning and control means a complete plan. A PPC means a complete plan before you want to get started. So next point, a follow procedure for determining how closely the plans are being followed. How closely the plans are being followed. So follow technique. You have to get follow from one unit to another unit. Next, a means to regulate the mechanism to meet the requirements of the proposed plan. So a means to regulate the mechanism to meet the requirements of the proposed plan. So you have to be checked as per the plan proposed, whether your company is over okay, or else you have to be see for any alternative. What are the requirements are there for it? Next, the fourth one, a procedure to employ the right quantity and right type of personnel at the right place. So what is the correct procedure you have to be get followed to strike the target? To strike the target, what is the correct procedure? Whether you are going to wasting the time or in the time, what is the process you have to be fit followed to get a good quantity, a good quality, and a good price. Right. So see, when you go for a market, what you will check, the first thing is what is the price. Okay, after price, what is the quality? No. After price, what is the quantity you are going to be checking? So whether for a very small quantity, you are going to putting a high effort of prices, are you willing to buy? No. So what is the price? What is the quality? And what is the quantity you are going to get? If it is having a small quantity and a high affordable price, what is the quality? So that is the thing. Next, what is the objectives of the PPC? The first one is to design a system and a plan. The second is to ensure the efficient utilization of the production facilities. And the third is to coordinate the production activities of different departments. The fourth, to maintain the adequate but not excessive stock of raw materials, work in process, finished goods, and delivery schedules at the most economical level. And fifth, first I will read what are the different objectives are there. So fifth, to ensure the production of the right product in the right quality at the right time. So what is the right time? Next, to maintain a flexibility in manufacturing operations, to accommodate the rush jobs or to meet contingencies, to coordinate the labor, machines and equipment in the most effective and economic manner. Next, ensuring the smooth flow of materials by eliminating the bottlenecks, if any, in production. And next is establishing the targets and checking it against the performance. And the last is to determine the nature and input factors to manufacture the desired output. So these are the different objectives for a PPC. So the first one, to design a system and a plan. So the first thing explains that before you are going to get start your production, what is your system design? What is your system? So in your unit, what are the different types of manufacturing parts are there, machines are there. So how the system unit is to get designed, how it is to get planned. So in the plan, you can be explains that what is the research part. In the research part, how you are going to be get the material and from where you want to get the material. So what is the transportation part you are going to be, so how we are going to be planned from it. So from which place you want to buy the material. So if so and so material is not available in the market, what is the supplement of a certain material, substitute of a certain material. So what is the design? So it explains the design. So don't think that the design is explained directly of a CAD or a CAM. Don't think that the design totally explains of a CAD or a CAM. So design is how you are going to be designing your plan to implement for it, to implement for the final part. So that is the first one. Next, to ensure the efficient utilization of the production facilities. So as I have told in the last part, see, as I have told in the according to the Alfred and Betty, how you are going to be utilizing your production part. The same way, the ensure the efficient utilization of the production facilities. So it is better to buy a multi-machine compared to an individual machine. See, if you are going to buying an individual machine, if one machine is taking off a lathe, another machine is taking off a drilling, and a third machine is taking off shaping or planing or starting any other thing. But whatever the order you had got from your vendors, if the order is totally regarding of your shaping or a planing, so at that point of view, what about these two machines? It is to be get idle. So we have to be checked that we have to be planned that in a certain manner. Whatever the machines are there in your company, it must be sufficiently utilized. It must be sufficiently utilized. So what are the production facilities are there in your company? So before you are going to be accepting any order from your consumer part, you have to be check that what are the different machines are there, what are the facilities are there, whether you can give the output to him at a correct time or not. So that is to be a check. Next, the third one, to coordinate the production activities of a different department. So the third point is very important because if there is no coordination between the different departments, it totally attract on the product owner. Because see, the first department explains about your researching of your product. The second department explains about what is the planning of your product, how it is to be get planned. The third department explains about the raw material, how it is to be get the raw material, what type of raw materials are there. The fourth department, manufacturing unit, what are the different types of manufacturing machines are there in your units. So similarly, the fifth, the sales, marketing, dispatching. So each and every departments are there. So there must be a good coordination between each and every department, because it is a coordination part to get a certain product. If you are not having a good coordination, the totally your product is to become defective. It totally affect on your product. So the first thing is to have a good coordination in to your departments, between your departments. You that the organization person must, the organization team must give a good allowances for your labor. The organization team will give a good allowances to your labor, how to see in a correct manner for your labor, not in directly top and top. So it must be involved in each and every part regarding quarters for your laborers, or giving some allowances regarding schooling or hospitality of your families, or any bonuses, allowances. So how we are going to be treating your labors? So if we are treating all the labors in the same manner, then they will be having a good coordination between all the departments, so that it won't be effect on your thought. Next, to maintain the adequate, the fourth one, to maintain the adequate but not the excessive stock of the raw materials, work in process, finished goods, and delivery schedules at the most economical level. So to maintain the adequate, not the excessive stock. So maintain adequate means whatever the order you are going to be having, you have to be, you just maintain a 10% about your order, not maintaining a more excessive stock of the materials. Because if you are maintaining a more excessive stock of the raw materials, it is a very high target of your company to store the raw material. To store the raw material, because the raw material can change its properties also. So you have to be take a more care of your raw materials also. So what is the material, what is the quantity of material is to be get stored. So I'm telling that take a 10% more of your order, not a 50%, not a 75% more of your order. Take a 10% or 15% of more of your order to take a stock material, raw materials. So which is in your process. And you have to be see that whether the finished goods are delivered in a correct time or not. If the finished goods are having some expiry date, so it is to be get stocked in your company. What happens? It cannot be get delivered into the market, and it cannot be go to the customers also. So we have to be get deliver the goods in a correct time. If it is completed a lot of having 1,000 pieces, it is to be get delivered in the market in a correct time, so that there won't be any defects in your product. So that is the fourth one. Next, why it is going to be giving the to deliver the product in correct time is, if you're not deliver the product, which where you it is going to be affecting, it is affecting that you have to be start decreasing your price. Yes or not? Decreasing the price is to be get started, because the expiry date is very near, or else it is having some defect of your product. So we that the discounts is to be get given for your product, so that you are going to be getting some loss to your company only. So you, it is a better option to do that. What is the lot sizes you had prepared, it is to get delivered, not each and every one, not each and every piece. As per the job production or a batch production you have prepared, it is to be get delivered into the market. Next, to ensure the production of the right product in a right quality at the right time. So you have to be deliver a correct product in a correct time and having a correct quality. Next, to maintain the flexibility in manufacturing operations, to accommodate the rest stops, or to meet the contingencies. So, whatever the type of machine you are going to be get followed. See, have you seen a duplex shaping machine? Have you seen a duplex planing machine? So that is a type of planing machines or shaping machines that in a certain time you can you can do the operation of more number of pieces, or else you came across of the turret lathe and a capstan lathe. That the what is the difference between a turret lathe and the engine lathe? So in a turret lathe, you can hold a number of tools, and you can do the number of operations on a certain workpiece in a certain given time. But as of the engine lathe, you can do only a single operation at a single time. But after completion of the single operation, you have to get start for the second operation. So you have to be see when you are buying a certain machine, whatever the different manufacturing operations can be get hold on that machine, right? So what are the number of pieces can be get pieces can be get machined on a certain time. So that is a sixth point. Next, seventh one, to coordinate the labor, machines, and equipment in the most effective and economic manner. So in the seventh point, it explains that, see, the first department is research department. The second department is design department. So in a design department, they are going to be designing your product in a CAD or a CAM, any of the designing of your part. So when they are going to be designing, they used to be use some symbols regarding surface finishing or a dimensions or any other thing, or a metric threads or any other threads operations. They used to use that symbols, but those symbols are cannot to be known by the labor who are going working in a manufacturing unit. So the manufacturing unit person must be in a position to coordinate the person who are working in a design department, so that they can get a clarification regarding the design what they had done, right? So it explains that you must have a good coordination between the labor, between the machines and an equipment, okay, to get a most effective and economic manner. Next, ensuring of a smooth flow of materials by eliminating the bottlenecks, if any, in a production. See, bottlenecks means you're not stopping your product. You're not stopping your product. If today target is you want to get manufacturing of 100 pieces, so whether you have to check whether the material is sufficient for your 100 pieces or not. So after checking the material only, you have to get started, because if you are going to be having some bottlenecks in between of your manufacturing, it totally affects on your products. Yeah. So you have to be see that whether the bottlenecks are the get eliminated or not. So ensuring a smooth flow of materials. A smooth flow of materials are to get there by eliminating the bottlenecks, if any, in a production. Next, establishing the targets and checking it against the performance. So you have to be give the targets for your labor, that in a certain time of period you have to be get complete this type of product. But you have to be give a target, but you have to give some tolerance. That is a correct point. You have to be give a target for for your labor, but you have to be give some tolerance. So what is a tolerance? See, if you want to manufacture a diameter of 50, a diameter of 50 on a lathe machine, but you have to give a tolerance that allowances plus or minus zero point 0.5, plus or minus zero point 0.5. If you're not giving the tolerances for a certain diameter, what the labor thinks, okay, they had given the target for it. They are going to be stunting the labor. If you are not giving a certain correct dimension, what the management person can be get do, how they will get punished, or else if they can do any, they can remove some allowances of your labor. So what is the defects you are getting over the labor? So for that sake, the one of the correct definition is give the targets to your labor, but give the tolerance to your labor, right? Give the target to your labor, but give the tolerance towards the part, whether to do the some allowances of a higher allowance or a lower allowance. Okay. Next, 10th one, to determine the nature and impact factors to manufacture the desired output. To determine the nature. So what is the surroundings you are going to be having? So what is the input factors you are going to be giving? See, if the surroundings are having very noisy, is the labor can work in a smooth manner? No. So how your surroundings are there? So the totally effect on your product only. So the surrounding is in a good manner or not? So what is the input factors we are going to be giving to get a good output? Next, in short, PPC regulates and control when, where, and how work is to be get done. So if the PPC is to be get explains that when, where, and how. When is to be get start, from where it is to be get start, and how it is to be get start. So how the work is to be get done. So up to this one, it explains that what is the main objective of a PPC. What is the main objective? What is you are going to getting the output of your PPC? Next, what is the functions of your PPC? The first one is the various functions of your production planning and control are classified in three categories. One is the planning phase, the second is dispatching, the third one is control phase. So the planning phase. In a planning phase, you are having two parts. One is the prior planning. The second one is a action planning. The prior planning and second one is a action planning. So in a prior planning, we are having three types. One is the forecasting, order writing, and a product design. Prior planning, forecasting, order writing, and a product design. In an action planning, process planning and routing, material control, tool control, loading and scheduling. Okay, so prior planning explains that before starting before starting your production, before starting your prototype, how it is to get order, each and everything. That totally explains that prior. Action planning is when it is start to get implemented, in what factors it is to be get reduced, so where it is to be get controlled. So that totally explains about the action plan. So dispatching, you know what is meant by dispatching, how it is to get dispatched from one unit to another unit, or how it is to get dispatched from our unit towards the market, right? Next, controlling. So in this dispatching, it explains that from one unit to one unit only. And the third one is control phase. So control phase is what is the progress reporting, what is the data collection, data interpretation. The second one is corrective action, expediting and replanning. Okay, so the first one is progress reporting. So when you get the output products, what the quality control people checks, they won't do checking by each and every piece. They won't check the each and every piece. They will check in a trial and error basis, or else they will subdivided the products, subdivision of products as per the levels, the first sub level, second level, and the third level. So in a first, see, if you are going to be taking and one sub level, if it is having a 20 pieces, in that 20 pieces, they will check only two pieces. If that two pieces are correct, the 20 pieces are right. If that two pieces are wrong, the 20 pieces are wrong. Okay, so that is the thing what it is going to be taken. So this explains that the producer risk and as well as the consumer risk. So if the 20 products, if the two pieces are you are going to be taken, if that is the correct, so but the some another products are there, if it is wrong in the 20 pieces, but who is going to bearing? It is a consumer risk only. It is a consumer risk only, because the two products are right, but what is the price you are going to keeping for the 20 products? You are going to keeping a high price. So what the customer feel, we had put a high price, but we got a defective product. So that is a consumer risk. So if the two pieces are wrong, but the 20 pieces are right, if the two pieces are wrong, but the 18 pieces are right, but what you are going to be doing as per the 20 pieces report only, you are going to putting the price of your 18 pieces. Okay, so if you are going to be putting less price, who is beneficiated? Who is beneficiated? It is a consumer is a beneficiary. So it is nothing but a producer risk, because we are going to be getting a loss, but a consumer is getting a profit. Okay, so that is the manner how it is going to be checked. So corrective action, expediting. So what is the expediting a process? So replanning. Replanning means if it is a wrong, how it is to be get start from the first. If it is to be get start from the first, or you can to be get followed in any of the process. What is the alternative? Because you already made when you are going to be get manufacturing, you already made some methods. Okay, at this point, if you are getting any defective product, so you will get start from at this point. Okay, so these are the functions of production, planning, and control. So next, the important point in a production is three types. Important point in a production. This is the important part. So modes of the manufacture which may affect the production planning and control system include the three main relevant factors. One is the type of production, the second, the size of plant, the third is the type of industry. Okay, so the production system totally explains about the type of production, size of plant, and the type of industry. Next, the type of production systems are broadly divided into three types. One depends on the volume of production and regularity of the manufacture. So volume of production is job production, batch production, and continuous production. So continuous production, the other name of it is mass production, right? Job production, batch production, and then mass production. So job production means you are going to be manufacturing a product defined by your customer, defined by your customer as per one piece or two piece or 10 pieces or 10 pieces. Batch production is the usage of the product is not more in the market, but only certain people want that product. So you are going to be you are going to be delivering the product in a part of batches. In a one batch gives 100 pieces, the second batch gives 100 pieces. So it comes under the batch production. So mass production explains that take a part of nuts, bolts. It is a mass production because it is a usage of there. So you can be get mass production. So comes to the job and job production, the total dimensions, the diagram design, and everything material, it is to be specified by customer only. It is specified by the customer only. Right. That is the main. So under the job production, you are going to be taking a more profits compared to the batch and a mass production. because you are specially designed. The product is specially designed by the for the customer, by the our unit persons. So we are going to be taking the risk to complete that product. So the job production you can get a more profit. Next, what are characteristics of a job production system? The first one is small production runs, the flow of materials, manufacturing cycle time, layout of the plant and the equipment, skill required, and the quality of the supervision. So the first one is small of the production runs. Yes, it is a small of the production run. So what is the flow of materials? And next, what is the manufacturing cycle time? So as per the given tender time, we have to get dispatch your product. Next, what is the layout of the plant? What is the equipment? Next, what is the type of skill required? So for the job production, the skill is to be get required a very efficient person. So a very high qualified person. What is the skills? What is the quality of the supervision? So when you are going to check the job also, it must be in a good quality nature, right? Next, characteristics of a batch production. The one is the short runs, investment, planning, skill of labor, quality of supervision, plant layout, material handling, flexibility in a production schedule. Okay, so the investment in a job production, they will order, they will give some money, but in a batch production, we have to put some investment. You have to get plan for a certain product. So what is the type of skill labor you are going to be giving? What is the quality of it? What is the plant layout, a product layout, what is the layout you are going to be using? What is the material handling things? What is the flexibility in there? Okay, next, characteristics of a mass production. One is the flow of material. The second, emissions on the plant layout. The third is the material handling. The fourth is the skill of labor. The fifth is the manufacturing cycle time. And sixth is the quality of the supervision. Seventh is the flexibility and production schedules. So what is the flow of material you are going to be having? What is the machines and the plant layout? What is the material handling? What is the conveyors you are going to use? What is the skill labor? What is the manufacturing cycle time is, whether it is a very long time or it is a very short. So as per the mass production, it is a long one. So what is the quality of the supervision? What is the flexibility in the production schedules? Okay, so with this, it explains about what are the characteristics of the production. And next one is process planning. Okay. Okay, students, we will start the process planning in the next class.